Namachvaya. We will learn how to download, install Tomcat Web Server in our system, as well as we will configure Tomcat server in the Eclipse. Let's go ahead and type Tomcat in Google. You will get to this link. You click on this link. You can reach here, which is Apache Tomcat website. This web server is developed by the Apache Software Foundation. It's an open source implementation of Java Servlet, Java Server Pages. Apache Software Foundation has a lot of open source softwares. So this web server is one among them. So let's go ahead and get downloaded from this page under this download. The latest version is Tomcat 10 alpha stage. Click on Tomcat 9. It's a most stable version. And then you scroll down on this page. You can see Windows options. Since we are using Windows, so you can see various Windows options. 32-bit Windows machine, you can select this zip file. If it's 64-bit, select this. If you want to use the service installer, we can click on this. But in our case, we are going to use the zip file. I click on this. My machine is 64-bit. Click on this. Since I have already downloaded, I am going to show you from the folder where I have downloaded. This is where I have downloaded. This is a file. Simply do extract file, extract to this, then it will create a folder here like this. Then it extracted all the files inside here. The most important folder is bin folder. Before going into check this bin folder, the basic thing we need to do is we have to set up the Java home in the environment variable, which we already have told in the JDK installation. If you have not done that, I will repeat again, and you can see the environment variable. You can see the user environment, current user environment variables and system variables here. So what you have to do is you have to create this Java underscore home. I have created in my system during the JDK installation. So I just want for your understanding, I'll show you this is the way you have to create Java underscore home. You click on new if you don't have this, and then you see the variable name empty. So in the new, when you click on new, it will be empty. You type Java underscore home, and variable value you select from the through the browse directory where your JDK root directory is JDK 1.8. So I have selected this by selecting this browse directory. Okay. So since I have installed in my system, I am not setting up. I am cancelling it. So now you go here through the bin directory. You can see the startup Windows batch file, and the startup, another startup is there for shell script, that is for Linux. So this is for Windows batch file. This is to start the server. Then to stop the server, shutdown batch file will be used. So to start the server, just simply click on this. It will be started on the command prompt. To confirm that whether it is successfully started, you go to the browser. Click on the new tab, you type localhost 8080, enter this, you will see this Tomcat page. If you see this page, that means your server is running successfully. That's all. Okay, to stop it, you go back, click on this shut down Windows batch file, it will be stopped. How do we know whether it is stopped? Again, you go and click on the page, localhost 8080. You will see this site cannot be reached. That means the server is not running. That's all. So now we will go to Eclipse and see how we can configure the server in Eclipse. So this is our Eclipse. So what I have selected here is, if you see here, workspace Java EE Eclipse. That means Java Enterprise Edition Eclipse. So you may not be seeing this if you have not selected the proper perspective. To select the proper perspective, you go here. If I select Java, then perspective change to Java. This is for core Java. You have to change it to Java Enterprise Edition in order to see your server. Okay, this is the first step you have to do. So your workspace Java EE Eclipse would be displayed here on the top. Then you click on file. As usual, you create a new project. So the project should be dynamic web project. So if you don't see this dynamic web project here, what you can do is you can go to others, browse through this, you see the web folder, and the web folder you see the dynamic web project. If you don't see there, you can see here. Create next. So as usual, you can give the project name, any project name. I am giving some name as dynamic web. This is just a project name, demo dynamic web. So to set the server, you can select the server here through runtime, new runtime. But there is other way to do it. I will show you other way in a minute. Just finish, then your dynamic web demo is created, project is created. To set up the runtime, that is to connect your server, you go here, Windows, Preferences, then you see here the server tab and run. So click on add, you will see this, you go to the 9 version, select on this, and here again we have to browse. Click on browse and select the where we have installed just now that Apache Tomcat folder. Okay, then finish. You can see here. Okay, now we have configured the server to the Eclipse. For this project, what you need to do is you have to go here. You will see one tab, server tab at the bottom along with your console. Earlier you used to use the console. Along that you can see server. If you don't see server here, sometimes you may not be able to see server. I close this. Let's say I close this server. I cannot see server here. Then you go to Windows, show view, click on server. And then you can see. In case if you are not seeing, you do this through Windows. You can go and so here no servers are available in this link. Click on this link. You select the server, localhost, then select this project, add to configure. Then you can see the server is displayed here, Tomcat server under servers is displayed. To start server from Eclipse, you right click, select this server and then start it. So we will stop the server. How to stop the server? Stop, right click and stop. Okay, this is how we start and stop the server. So before starting the server, let's create some page. You right click on this web content, select some HTML page. Let's say we want to create some HTML page. So give the file name. Let's say hello HTML is your file name. Click next, finish. HTML and default tags are created. You create give some name, title, say first Tomcat Web, and in body you give some header. You give header as my first Tomcat Web. Save it. Now you go to server and start the server. After you see this started here, go to this page, HTML page, and try to run on the server. Now you can see the page, actual page, HTML, hello.html is displayed inside the Eclipse. So if I want to see this page, same page on the browser, so copy this, go to the browser and paste it here. You can see the page displayed on the browser. Suppose you want to change something on the HTML and see whether it is working in the browser, we can do it in the Eclipse. You go to the original HTML file and say updated. Let's say body is updated, and then go to this browser, refresh, you can see updated. That means whatever we have updated in HTML is updated here. So we go back here to the HTML and let's stop the server. So right click, stop the server. That's all. So now we have configured the server through Eclipse. That's all. Namah Shivaya.